Would you ever move to like a board situation? Well, let's go through the list of people. Obviously, the drafts happened. No big surprises there. Do you like it over the 2 days?
No, it's still it's Americanized now.
Yeah,
it's probably for TV and rights and.
I don't mind the bidding system or changing it up, but just do it before the night.
I just don't. The US is so much different because they see him in college, and college basketball, college football is massive. You know what I mean? It's, some would argue it's bigger than the pro level in different states. So everyone knows, who LeBron is coming out of high school, or when Wembanyama was overseas, Doncic was overseas, but like Cooper Flagg who plays at Duke, like everyone watches the college games, the NFL, everyone watches that Ashton Henty, whatever his name is, a running back, or Travis Hunter, or Sanders. So we know them all. So, and it's such a big business over there. So it is a big song and dance. We're here. Who watches the under-18s?
The only person I've ever known was I remember maybe Lockie Whitfield's name popped up just before the end of the season, but Harley Reid was the only one that was massive and
one out of the box. You know what I mean?
That's about it. I think so.
Yeah, and you might like the Dacos, the father sons.
Well,
Ashcroft.
that's right.
So
Ashcroft,
you'll get them in the news because a son of a gun's coming to play. But I mean, not that I necessarily watch the draft, but I wouldn't have known. I didn't know unless you're father son. Like I knew Ashcroft's name. That's about it. So
I wouldn't even know who we were looking at.
No, unless it's for the clubs, so they get the first round, and then they can go back and do their homework. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's a bit much. But listen, it's it's great for the kids. They get to go up on stage, and the parents. You see that reaction from the Collingwood.
That's cool.
From the Collingwood. So that's all good stuff. It's great for the kids because it's the only time they're ever going to be drafted, and they get their 15 minutes, and they get their head on the tally, and their family gets head on the tally, and I'm sure their family absolutely love that, and it's an image that'll last with them forever. So it's great for them, but we're becoming very Americanized, but it's fine.
Are you one of those people that would like it then that way that all the 18-year-olds enter into a competition for 18 to 22s or something, and then have a later draft age, or would you like to see it earlier, or are you happy with it at 18?
No, well, I can't. I got drafted at 17, but my dad said I got drafted too young and I was too immature, which was probably fair enough. But I was able to be drafted at 17. Why should I say no one else should be able to?
Yeah.
But if you're young enough, but on the flip side, the thing that happens now, there might be a lot of 22, 23, 24-year-olds who are playing great at VFL level that don't get taken because they might say, well, they've only got 5 or 6 years left. So it was if there's that
too old,
the guy from Werribee who's the captain, he's 28 or something, but he's been given a chance on the Bulldogs training list. But so the mid 20-year-olds probably get overlooked a little bit because they're like, well, this kid's played 17. He's got a lot of learning and a lot of developing to go, so let's go for him.
Yeah.
So maybe there should be a rule where you have to take one, overage player to give them a chance off. Outside of the list, give one mature age player a go, and he sits outside the cap, or he sits outside the list to give people a chance to live their dreams from if they don't get drafted as 17, 18-year-olds. So I'm not fussed when you get drafted. Harley Reid, Nick Dacos, they fit in seamlessly, and there's some who are miles off when they get drafted. It's just
like ruckman and stuff, obviously.
Big key forwards and that.
But then, where does the mid-season draft sit then? In terms of talent, are they?
I think John Noble was from mid-season draft. He's made a decent career for himself.
Yeah,
and I'm sure I'm sorry because Collingwood, because obviously I know who he is, but
apart from
not a heap. But I think that you should be able to.
It should be the trade period.
Yeah,
right?
they'll get to a state. I think it'll get to a state. Look, we're so Americanized anyway. There should be
a trade,
and I think the more people get their head around it. I mean, if they did it next year, in 10 years, everyone will be like, how the fuck haven't we done this forever?
I reckon people need to be more aggressive on the trade tables.
Even like a loan. Just loan them for the rest of your the classic example, if a ruckman goes down and you've got 2, 3 ruckman on your list and one's not getting a game and he's the third ruckman on your list, he goes and plays for a club who's vying for a premiership, wins a premiership, celebrates, whatever, then comes back to your club with 15 games experience.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win. So he's played 15 games of AFL footy that he wouldn't have anyway, and then there might be an option to trade him or to buy him out. Well, I don't know how.
It'd be a complicated system, I reckon.
And I'm not smart enough to figure that out, but that would give an opportunity for way many more people who are on, say, Geelong's list, Brisbane's list, so they're the best side at the moment. Because they've got such a strong list, there might be 5 or 6 guys in the twos who are knocking the door down but just can't get a game because of how strong they are. They go somewhere else. go to someone who's fighting for the bottom half of the 8, goes in, fills a need, plays really well. So I mean, they get 15 games or mid-years. They get 12 games of experience, maybe playing a final. Come back to your club, a much better player than when they left it. And so it's a win-win.
Or especially older players that like your Luke Parkers could be lined out to those younger teams like your West Coast and your North Melbourne so that they can like develop the younger team. I don't know. It'd be an interesting system.
It will come in at some stage and everyone will crack the shits about all the oldies will crack the shits about it. So, mate, what are you doing? This is not the tradition and spirit of the game, all that kind of garbage. But 5 years after it's been done, like the wild card, you watch the wild come in.
I can't. Yeah, you've changed my mind about the wild card.
You wait till that comes in. And then in 5 years, I can't believe we didn't do it. It's a footy-free weekend. Or even though the AFLW are playing, I want to upset them. But it's an AFLM spare weekend. Like it would have been Collingwood Carlton this year.
Imagine that.
Mate, there would have been 100,000 there. Imagine that.
And it's a bit more excitement than like because the last round, it's not like the Premier League where everyone's like jostling for either relegation or top 4 or the actual title.
Yeah.
It adds that excitement to whatever it might be.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm all for it, and I think it should happen. But unfortunately, I don't get paid to make those decisions. Josh,
would you ever move to like a board situation? Would they?
I'm pretty bored right now.
Actually, I've seen you on a Thursday when you actually do the double work, 2 hours of one work and 30 minutes.
Knackered. You get paid to be on a board?
Surely you'd have to.
Oh, then I'm happy to be. If wants me to sit on a board.
Board members don't do anything except complain, do they?
You have to be really rich to be a board member, don't you?
I think so.
Yeah, fuck my ass. Man.
What are you prepared to lose today? Set a deposit limit. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.